Hi, my name is Kiera, and I did my presentation on Andalucia, Spain. Hi, my name is Kiera, and I did my presentation on Andalucia, Spain. Let me give you a fair warning that my pronunciations of some of these words are not correct, but bear with me here. Okay, so the geography. It is bordered by the regions Extremadura, Murcia, and Castella-La Mancha. And the body of water that are around it are the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. It is in the country of Spain. It is on the continent of Europe. Now, Andalucia is not a country, mind you. It is a region. Culinary. Food. Let's put it in general terms, food. Everybody knows food. But, they have this thing called tapas from 1 to 3. And tapas is like appetizers. And they could have cold queso or jamon, which is ham. And there's a picture of it, this picture down here in the corner. Is like, give you an idea of what it would be. And then they have lunch, which is called almuerzo, and it is served from 2 to 3. And then merienda is at 5 p.m. and that serves coffee and cakes. And then cena is then served, which is dinner. And then after dinner you have your coffee and whiskey. Now, basically, all that means is, to me, it sounds like they eat a lot. Okay, but then culinary continued. Agricultural products that are grown there that they have is wine, table grapes, and sugarcane. Now, for the younger generations like mine, they have the fast food chains of McDonald's, Wendy's, and then the other normal ones that we have here in the U.S. And then a food that they do eat is gazpacho, which is a famous chilled soup, which here's the picture of it down here. And it is made from breadcrumbs and pureed summer vegetables. And the vegetables are usually tomatoes, cucumbers, and peppers, flavored with garlic, vinegar, and olive oil, and then some other seasonings. And it's commonly eaten with toasted bread. The clothing there. They have clothing stores, all types of them, like Stradivarius, Blanco, Bershka, etc. And the traditional clothing of women worn is the flamenco dresses. Not saying they wear them every day, but they have been around for a very long time. And they are brightly colored with many layers of ruffles in the skirt and sleeves. And then the traditional clothing of the men is the costume of a treasure corto, which is this down here, as you see this man wearing. And it is a short jacket with a high-waisted pants, a white shirt, colored waistband, and they normally wear a sombrero with it. And then the modern clothing is much like ours today in the U.S. The demographics, they have the currency of coins, which is 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, and 50 cents, and then the 1 and 2 euro. And Andalucia is an economically poor region in Spain, and I don't have many demographics on it, like many, literacy rates and everything, because, well, when you look at stuff like that, you have to look at Spain as a whole country, and since I'm just doing a region, it's really hard to get those statistics very accurate. Now the government. Andalusian autonomous government includes Parliament of Andalucia, chosen president, Consultative Council, and then other smaller bodies. It was formed in accord with a referendum of 1980, and the Parliament develops and approves laws and elects and removes the President. It is a parliamentary monarchy, and it's not very stable. They try, like any other countries or regions, to get somebody in there that's going to change, I put that in quotations, change the government, but in all actuality, it never happens to make everybody happy. And down here is a link that I have to show you just an idea of what their government is really, what they've been trying to do lately. Maybe if it'll load. Okay, there we go. I'll just show you the headline right here is Andalucia requests 1 billion euros from Spanish government. So right there showing you that they're not the most wealthy place in the world. As I said earlier, they are very economically poor. Now the music. They have traditional music, which is the flamenco, which originated in the 18th century. And they use instruments like the toque flamenco, which is a guitar. And here I have a link to flamenco music that I'll let you listen to for a second. Okay. Kind of give you an idea of what it kind of sounds like. And then a famous artist or Spanish composer they had was Cristobal de Morales, and he was the most influential out of all the composers. You may have heard of him, you may not have. I surely haven't, but then again, this isn't my big cup of tea. But some popular music that they have is rock. They love rock. They have rock groups like Los Del Rio, which is known for the Macarena, and also Triana, which is another rock band that merged flamenco with rock. And right here I have a link to the Macarena, actually, the music video for it. Let you listen to that. I know exactly what you're thinking right now, but I'll go ahead and let me fast forward a little bit. Alrighty then. Should have watched that all the way through maybe, but you got the idea. And then, famous people that they have. One is Antonio Banderas. He's, not very historically significant, but he is famous that, people can look and say, oh, okay, so he came from there. And because everybody knows him, from Spy Kids and Border Town, and he's very widely known in the U.S. So that's why I thought, he was a pretty significant figure, kind of a symbol for most. And then another one is Raphael Alberti. He was known for his writing and he was a highly contempt painter. His most significant work was Sobre Los Angeles, and he died in 2000 at the age of 98. Holidays. They have Easter, which is Semana Santa, which means Holy Week, and it is notable for the procession of pesos, and pesos are lifelike water plaster sculptures of individual scenes of the events that happened between Jesus' arrest and his burial. And the pesos are set up and maintained by hermandades and confradías, which are religious brotherhoods. There are usually marching bands or brass bands playing for the occasion. And down here is a picture, an example of pesos. As you see there, there's the cross, and that's like the depiction that they think, okay? And then Civil Fair. This is a fair normally begins 2 weeks after the Semana Santa, and it starts at midnight on Monday and lasts 6 days. It includes a lot of parades and bullfighting, and here is a picture of it. More fun, for the younger people, not as religious and demanding as Semana Santa over here. And then tourist attractions, you have the Cathedral Mosque of Cordoba. And the Moors built this mosque in 784 BC and used to be a Visigothic church in the center of town. It took 2 centuries to build, and at the time it was the second biggest mosque in the Muslim world. And then another one is the Alcazar in Seville, and it's a palace. It is still used by the royal family today. And it was originally a Moorish fort, and then Moorish craftsmen built the Alcazar in the 14th century. And then another one is Plaza de España, and this was designed as the focal point of the Ibero-American Exposition in 1929. Aníbal González designed the plaza structure in 1914, and he eventually became the main office for the fair. It is constructed in a distinctive style called Sevillian regionalism. And then what I learned from this, I really enjoyed doing my project on Andalucia, Spain, because I didn't have to do a whole country. And doing a region instead of a country, I kind of got to really break down what came from each region instead of doing, Spain as a whole. It was kind of a more challenge to me, and I like a good challenge. And so doing that, I really got to see and learn what exactly came from the region itself, not just, Spain as a whole, as in like the flamenco dancing, and how Andalucia has its own government. So that was really interesting to me. And then here is my works cited page. And thank you for your time.